Hi, my name is Frances and I'm going to be interviewing my dad. Can you please introduce yourself?
Tārawhalava, my name is Akerei, Maresala-Thomson.
Okay, what was life for you around my age?
You're 12. Life for me was quite exciting. Had a lot of exciting adventures as a youngster who grew up in Otara in South Auckland, hanging out with my mates, having cousins over, spending a lot of time with my cousins was probably my favourite part growing up. But yeah.
What was your first job?
Oh, my first job. Well, it depends on what you call a job. You got the paid job, and then you got the jobs that you do growing up, being the remote control for your older siblings. And
Paid.
Yeah, paid jobs. So me and my brother, we did the paper run, the newspaper run. So they had what you call the Manukau Courier. I think it still exists today, but that was quite popular back in the day. So we got, I think it was $20 a week to deliver the paper. So we were doing that. We came to New Zealand, I was quite young, and we were doing that, ever since we were in New Zealand. So the paper run was my first official job that I did with me and my older brother. Uncle Sala. And we did that for many, many years until we reached high school, and it was not cool to do the time when there were heaps of girls and stuff.
What was one highlight from the job?
Highlight from the job. So I had multiple jobs before I was your age. So I had the courier, delivering courier. So I loved doing that because me and my brother would ride on our bikes all around South Auckland delivering the newspaper. So just getting out and about and seeing, things outside of our house and seeing different streets and meeting up with friends and just enjoying the ride on our bikes. We were always working on our bikes, and we always had a spanner and a screwdriver. Or come to think of it now, after when I ended up in the police, we found a lot of kids with spanners and screwdrivers stealing things, but that's not what we did. But we really enjoyed fixing bikes and going around and visiting mates and things like that. But I think the the job that excited me the most when I was 13. When I was 13, I got a job on the milk truck, and that was a big thing because of the job on the milk truck. I was getting like $70 a week, and that was heaps of money as a 13-year-old. And I really enjoyed that job because they were looking for, they had these specials where I think it was about $4 or $5 if you buy a milk and a bread and something else. It was a combination, but because we were in Otara, they didn't have too many kids on the milk truck that could speak different languages. So the salesman that could speak Samoan in a predominantly Samoan community was the one that, because you get a bonus if you sold the most combinations of bread and milk to families. So I was always winning that bonus, which is an extra $20 on top of your pay. And that was massive for me. I didn't realize it at the time, but eventually that'll become an asset to my career later on in life, and why I guess I'm still keen on ensuring that our young people, speak the language and are connected with it.
How was it like moving to a whole new different country?
It was very, very different. I was born in Lufi, Samoa, our village in Samoa, and that village at the time, back in the early 80s, before we flew here, there's probably 2 families with a television, and there's probably 5 or 6 families with a car. There were no 2-story buildings, and our village is far away from town, the capital of Apia. And so life was very, very different there. With Uncle Sala and, my older siblings, Auntie Luffy and that, we were inland in the plantation, and every morning, my older siblings used to walk 40 minutes to 45 minutes to the well, the water where we swim in Whiruwhi. They used to walk there with buckets, and they get the water from the well, and then they walk all the way back another 40, 45 minutes. And that's before they have to walk all the way back for school. So you've already got your CrossFit workout before school, and everybody's under the age of 10. And then when we moved to New Zealand, there's a tap in almost every room. And so you don't have to walk all that 40, 45 minutes. But now I'm thinking, well, maybe the walking and the exercise was quite good because it kept people fit. But yeah, life was very, very different. The diet was definitely different. The landscape was very, very different. Obviously, the climate, your diet is very, very different. So I believe, if I can recall correctly, my parents used to take me to the hospital quite a lot because my body couldn't adapt to the new diet over here in New Zealand, and I was always throwing up. But then over time, I managed to overcome it, and I exceeded expectations, which was not really, really good. But yeah, so those were some of the challenges of moving to a new country, is just adapting, not only physically, spiritually, mentally, to a whole different world. Because I guess what was telling in terms of the differences is that, there was a huge infrastructure of support in Samoa that we were quite used to and accustomed to. Over here, people don't live next door. Your families aren't next door. Your families are in totally different towns, different cities, different parts of the country. So that's what I found very, very different from here. And it took a while to get used to it.
Now, have you regretted any life decisions?
Oh, yeah, that's a very, very good question, but I would say no, because everything that I have here or have today would not have happened had it not been for all of those. Some of those experiences that were bad also help bring a lot of good experiences, eh? See, look at yous. I yell at yous all the time. You yell at me, and then we say, cheers, mate, and then we go for another kai somewhere and another run around somewhere, and we laugh about it. But I think that's good. It builds resilience. It builds, it develops us to be a bit more resilient. The world is not a forgiving place. So I think if you don't, experience some of those challenges and, go through, the rigmarole of a roller coaster of life, you won't be able to adapt. And I think that's why I would say simply, no, I don't have any regrets.
Well, I don't have any more questions, so that's the end of this podcast. Thanks, Steph, for letting me interview you. Do you have any questions for me?
But just to say, I'm very, very, very proud of you for where you are in your journey of life at the moment as a 12-year-old young girl. You're a good big sister, and you're good around the house. You help out, and you're also lippy. But it's good to know that you're independent and you're strong-willed, and that, when me and Mum move on to the next life, then, we're confident that we raised a wahine toa.